20 Unmissable Things to Do in Sri Lanka, the ultimate travel guide. If you think you know what a perfect island vacation looks like, Sri Lanka is about to prove you completely wrong. Most people come here expecting just another tropical beach destination, but they end up finding a place where you can climb ancient sky palaces in the morning and track wild leopards in the afternoon. You are probably looking for your next big adventure, but you are worried about missing the secret spots or getting stuck in the tourist traps that look nothing like the pictures. This island is shaped like a teardrop, but it's actually the happiest place you'll ever visit if you know exactly where to go. We are going to count down 20 incredible things you have to do, from the misty mountains, where the world's best tea grows, to the hidden coastlines where the whales play. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to share a specific hiking tip for a mountain that most tourists actually fail to summit because they make one simple, avoidable mistake. Sri Lanka is a tiny island, but it packs more punch than countries 10 times its size. You've got emerald green jungles, golden beaches that stretch for miles, and a history that goes back thousands of years. It's a place where the food is spicy, the people are the kindest you'll ever meet, and the scenery changes every hour you're on the road. This guide is your ultimate checklist to make sure you don't miss a single thing. Before we jump into the first location, I want to make your planning super easy. If you look down in the video description, I've put together the best deals for everything we're about to talk about. I'm talking about the best hotels and boutique stays, cheap flights, entry tickets for attractions, and even the travel sims and insurance you'll need to stay safe and connected. I've also linked the best services for airport transfers, trains, buses, and even car or bike rentals if you want to drive yourself. It's all there to save you hours of research. Number 1 on any Sri Lanka list has to be Sigiriya, also known as the Lion Rock. Imagine a massive, square-shaped rock sticking out of a flat jungle plain. Now, imagine a king building a palace right on top of it about 1,500 years ago. This isn't just a hike, it's a journey through an ancient fortress. As you walk through the water gardens at the base, you'll look up and wonder how on earth they carried building materials up there. Halfway up, you'll pass through the massive stone lion paws that give the rock its name. The climb is about 1,200 steps, and yes, it gets your heart racing, but the view from the summit is worth every drop of sweat. You get a 360-degree view of the cultural triangle, and you can see the ruins of the royal swimming pools and throne. Pro tip: get there at 7:00 a.m. right when it opens. The sun in Sri Lanka is no joke, and by 10:00 a.m., that rock turns into an oven. Next, we head to Polonnaruwa. If Sigiriya is the fortress, this is the grand city. This was the second capital of Sri Lanka, and the ruins are incredibly well preserved. The best way to see this place is to rent a bicycle. Pedaling between ancient giant stupas, old royal hospitals, and massive stone statues is a vibe you won't find anywhere else. The highlight here is the Gal Vihara, where you'll see 4 massive Buddha statues carved out of a single piece of granite. The detail is so fine, you can see the ripples in the stone robes. Watch out for the monkeys here. They are the true kings of the ruins now, and they will definitely try to grab your snacks if you aren't looking. You can't visit the hill country without stopping in Kandy to see the temple of the sacred tooth relic. This is the most important religious site in the country because it houses an actual tooth of the Buddha. The atmosphere here is heavy with the scent of jasmine flowers and incense. Even if you aren't religious, the architecture and the devotion of the locals dressed in white is a powerful thing to witness. Try to visit during the evening ceremony when the drums start beating and the golden casket is briefly revealed. Just remember to cover your shoulders and knees, or they won't let you in. Not far from Sigiriya is the Dambulla Cave Temple. It's a bit of a climb up a hill, but once you reach the top, you enter 5 separate caves filled with over 150 Buddha statues and ceiling paintings that look like they were painted yesterday, even though they are centuries old. The contrast between the bright gold of the giant Buddha statue at the entrance and the quiet, cool darkness of the caves is amazing. It's one of those places that feels like a time capsule. Down on the south coast, you'll find Gal Fort. This place feels like a little piece of Europe dropped into the middle of the tropics. It was built by the Portuguese and then the Dutch, and today it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site full of narrow cobblestone streets, boutique shops, and old colonial churches. Walking along the high stone walls at sunset is a local tradition. You'll see kids jumping off the ramparts into the ocean and families flying kites. It's the perfect place to grab a gelato or a high-end dinner after a day of exploring. Now let's talk about the wild side. If you want to see leopards, Yala National Park is your best bet. It has one of the highest leopard densities in the world. You'll hop into an open-top jeep at dawn and head into the thorny scrubland. It's a bit like the Wild West. You'll see wild elephants crossing the road, crocodiles sunning themselves by the lagoons, and if you're lucky, a leopard lounging on a rock. It's unpredictable and exciting. If you prefer giants of the sea, head to Marissa for whale watching. This is one of the few places in the world where blue whales, the largest animals to ever live, come close to the shore. Seeing a tail the size of a small house breach the water is something that stays with you forever. Just make sure you book a responsible tour operator who doesn't crowd the whales. For those who love elephants, you have to go to Sigiriya for the gathering. During the dry season, hundreds of wild elephants travel from all over the region to a single ancient water tank. Seeing 300 elephants in one place, with babies playing in the mud, is a nature documentary coming to life right in front of your eyes. Moving into the mountains, we reach Nuwara Eliya. They call this Little England because of the cool climate and the red brick colonial buildings. This is the heart of the tea industry. You can tour a tea factory to see how those tiny green leaves are turned into the world-famous Ceylon tea. Walking through the emerald green tea bushes as the mist rolls over the hills is incredibly peaceful. If you're up for a hike, Horton Plains National Park is a must. It's a high-altitude plateau that feels like a different planet. Walking through the emerald green tea bushes as the mist rolls over the hills is incredibly peaceful. If you're up for a hike, Horton Plains National Park is a must. It's a high-altitude plateau that feels like a different planet. The main trail leads you to World's End, which is a sheer cliff with a drop of over 200 meters. On a clear day, you can see all the way to the southern coast. It's breathtaking, both literally and figuratively. You have probably seen the photos of the blue train winding through the mountains. The Kandy to Ella train ride is often called the most beautiful in the world, and it lives up to the hype. It's a 7-hour journey, but you won't want it to end. The train chugs along at a slow pace, allowing you to hang out of the open doors, carefully of course, and feel the cool mountain air. You'll pass waterfalls, tea estates, and local villages, where kids wave as the train goes by. It costs just a few dollars, but the experience is worth a fortune. Once you get to Ella, the hiking continues. Little Adams Peak is a great one for everyone. It's an easy walk that gives you a massive payoff with views of the Ella Gap. And you can't leave Ella without visiting the 9-Arch Bridge. It's a massive stone bridge built without any steel, hidden in the jungle. Watching the train cross the bridge while you stand in the tea bushes below is the ultimate Sri Lanka photo op. For the serious hikers, there is Adams Peak, or Sripada. This is a holy mountain for 4 different religions. The thing to do here is to start climbing at 2 a.m. You join thousands of pilgrims climbing the 5,000 stone steps by flashlight. The goal is to reach the summit for sunrise. When the sun hits the peak, it casts a perfect triangular shadow across the clouds. It's a grueling climb, and your legs will feel like jelly for 3 days after. But the spiritual energy at the top is something you won't find anywhere else. If you want to get away from the crowds, the Knuckles Mountain Range is where you go. It's named because the peaks look like a closed fist. This is rugged, off-the-beaten-path trekking. You'll find hidden waterfalls, tiny villages that aren't on any maps, and some of the best biodiversity on the island. This is for the true adventurers. Back to the coast. If you are a surfer or just want a laid-back vibe, Argham Bay on the east coast is your spot. It's one of the best point breaks in the world. The town has a chilled-out surf culture where life revolves around the waves and the beach parties. For snorkeling, head to Hikkaduwa or Pigeon Island. Hikkaduwa is great for seeing giant sea turtles that swim right up to the shore. Pigeon Island, near Trincomalee, has crystal-clear turquoise water and coral reefs teeming with colorful fish and small blacktip reef sharks. While you're on the coast, keep an eye out for the stilt fishermen. You'll mostly find them around Weligama. They sit on wooden poles balanced in the water, waiting for fish. It's a traditional method that looks impossible to do, but they make it look easy. It's an iconic image of Sri Lanka. Don't skip the capital city, Colombo. It's a wild mix of old and new. Head to Galface Green at sunset for a street food tour. You have to try kotu roti, It's made by chopping up flatbread with vegetables and meat on a hot metal griddle. The sound of the metal blades rhythmically hitting the grill is the soundtrack of Colombo. Also, try the isowade, which are spicy lentil patties topped with whole fried prawns. For a view of the whole city, head to the Lotus Tower. It's the tallest self-supported structure in South Asia and looks like a giant green and pink flower. The observation deck gives you a view of the harbor and the expanding skyline of a city that is changing fast. Now, let's get into the challenge. Sri Lanka looks small on a map, but the island time is real. A 100-kilometer trip can take 4 hours because of the winding mountain roads or a random elephant crossing. People often try to see the whole island in 5 days and end up spending 90% of their time in a car. Don't do that. Pick a region, either the south and hill country or the north and east, and really dive in. The biggest problem people face is logistics. Trains are amazing, but they sell out weeks in advance. Buses are cheap, but can be confusing and crowded. This is why I really recommend checking those links in the description. Booking your train tickets or a private transfer ahead of time will save you so much stress. If you want more freedom, renting a tuk-tuk or a scooter is a popular way to go, but make sure you have the right international driving permit and insurance. Speaking of insurance, don't skip it. Whether it's a spicy curry that doesn't agree with you or a scraped knee from a hike, having a good travel insurance plan is a lifesaver. Also, get a travel eSIM before you land. Trying to find a SIM card shop at the airport after a 12-hour flight is a headache you don't need. Having data the moment you touch down means you can call a ride and use Google Maps immediately. Timing is everything. Sri Lanka has 2 different monsoon seasons. When it's raining on the east coast, it's sunny on the west coast, and vice versa. If you're going between December and April, stick to the south and west. If you're visiting from June to September, the east coast is your best bet. When it comes to culture, remember that this is a conservative and deeply respectful country. Always cover up at temples. Don't take photos with your back turned to a Buddha statue. It's considered very disrespectful. And always use your right hand for eating or handing things over to people. A little bit of respect goes a long way here, and you'll find that the locals will open up to you in incredible ways if you show you care about their traditions. Sri Lanka is a place that gets under your skin. You'll come for the sights, but you'll stay for the feeling of the island. It's the smell of cinnamon in the air, the sound of the ocean, and the genuine smiles of people who have been through a lot, but are still some of the most welcoming hosts on the planet. Whether you are looking for a luxury retreat in a colonial tea bungalow or a gritty adventure through the jungle, this island has it. Just remember to pack your sense of adventure, a lot of sunscreen, and a big appetite. I've put all the resources you need to plan this exact trip in the video description. We've got links for the best hotel deals, flights, and all the transport options like car and bike rentals or airport transfers. You can even book your tours and cruises through those links to make sure you're getting the best price. I've put all the resources you need to plan this exact trip in the video description. We've got links for the best hotel deals, flights, and all the transport options like car and bike rentals or airport transfers. You can even book your tours and cruises through those links to make sure you're getting the best price. If you found this guide helpful and want to see more deep dives into the best travel spots in Asia, click the video on the screen right now to see our next adventure.